How are you doing? I'm Martin from Gardens for Life. I'm enjoying the breath of warm air here in the middle of winter. We just went through a cold spell there last week, and this week all of the gardens have thawed. You can see here in the background. Everything is black instead of white again. And we've made a little bit of a lifestyle adjustment. I wouldn't call it a New Year's resolution now, but I decided to get up at 6 in the morning every day, just to add a few hours extra on in the morning, so I can get out here a little bit earlier. And actually it's great because we can get a lot of stuff done before lunchtime. It's amazing to think that you can get stuff done and you look at your clock and it's only 11 in the morning and you've got half the day still ahead of you. There's a tractor. Even though it's a cul-de-sac, it's a fierce busy one, I tell you. Just out here now, packing a few orders for you guys, and thank you guys for keeping us busy on our website. And we're going to be planting stuff like cuttings and starting seeds probably next month. Some seeds actually are tree seeds and they need a bit of stratification. All that means is to simulate a winter for a month or two. So you can put those into like a bag with some tissue or moss, moist, and in the fridge. That's ideal, and that way the birds can't get at them. Of course, I planted a whole crate full of hawthorn seeds last winter and the birds took them all. They discovered them and they took them. Well, that's all right. I'll just have to wait for these hawthorn trees over here. Actually threw a few berries out here and I got a few trees that self-sowed in the garden. But all of this garden here, essentially I'm going to turn into a lasagna garden. So I'm going to cover it with wood chips. At first I'm going to just cover the paths, which will take just a few wheelbarrows. But after that I'm just going to cover all of the beds as well. And it's really important to actually keep your garden beds covered, completely covered, as in no sunlight hitting the ground during the growing season, either with plants or with wood chips or with plastic if you wish to do so. It's important to just stop the UV light from killing the soil life and drying out the ground, but also to keep the weeds off, most importantly. That's mainly kind of one of those principles of cover cropping and no-dig gardening and lasagna or forest gardening as well. The forest always keeps the sunlight off the ground, especially during the growing season, of course, when the leaves are on the trees, but also in the winter time when the leaves are covering the ground and keeping the soil life warm, kind of like a blanket. And of course in the winter time the fungi breaking down those leaves and actually making more nutrients available to the trees again in the springtime. So all that carbon and nitrogen will help the local ecosystem, which is the soil life. So I have all this space here now. I have all the yacons and most of the ochas taken out of here. And some of the comfrey plants are already waking up a little bit, even though it's only mid-January now. So I'm going to have a lot of space here to plant new crops. I'd say I'm going to be interplanting a few fruit trees here. I have a few apple trees that I grafted about 2 or 3 years ago. I don't quite remember, but it was a lot of work, and I can understand why apple trees actually cost 20 or 30 euro a piece, especially for decent ones, not the Aldi little ones. I wouldn't recommend them, to be honest, because the varieties are just not suitable for our Irish climate here. Definitely get apple trees off reputable nurseries, such as Irish Seed Savers. You can see the leeks have done fine. Look, it's going to seed actually. There's a scape. And the leeks are still good after all of that frost. So that's a great winter vegetable. And here's a Spanish thyme plant. Thyme is always very good for the lungs. Excellent plant to keep down inflammation and infection in the body. Hope I don't get demonetized on YouTube for saying that. And if I do, I'll let you know. In fairness, we should be allowed to say things we want to say. Just in case it's not medical misinformation, because I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you something that's completely natural and completely traditional. So this compost here is coming along nicely. So we're going to get cardboard next week, and we're going to be making a little garden here. Well, a little garden, I'd say it's going to be probably maybe the same size as the pizza garden, which is about 10 by 8 meters. And we're going to cover most of this grass here. Where the compost pile was actually dumped, you don't need to put cardboard because enough compost will actually smother the grass as well. Along the edges now, you might want to put a little bit of it, brush it away, and then put a bit of cardboard underneath. And you can see this stuff here is pure shite. This is kind of a woven fabric from construction timber covers. I used to recommend these years ago, but as you can see, they're not that great. And I have been saying to you, even last year as well, I noticed that they are disintegrating rather quickly, maybe after 3 years or so. And they make all these plastic worms, as some permaculture students that came here called them, plastic worms. It's not great, and I'd recommend probably using silage tarp for a bigger scale, or probably just use cardboard altogether. Now, cardboard has its downsides too. I heard they do spray it with some sort of a chemical, probably a kind of, I don't know if it's a fungicide or something like that. And the thing is though, at the end of the day, if you're growing your own food at home in your own garden, you're still saving the environment more, and you're still eating a lot better quality food because it's fresh, but also there's definitely going to be less chemicals in it than what you get in the shop, even if you use cardboard to smother your grass underneath of your no-dig garden. It gets the job done anyway, that's for sure. And I think good sources of cardboard, before you all ask me in the comments. You're welcome to ask me any questions you have, but cardboard is usually available from furniture places and bicycle shops. You know, our favourite time of day is actually the twilight in the evening, but now we've got 2 twilights because we're getting up before the sun comes up, so it's great. In the summertime we might just miss it a little bit, because in the summertime the sun actually comes up about 5 AM I believe here in Ireland, and we might adjust our schedule a little bit accordingly, but for in the winter time now, it's great to be able to get stuff done before the sun even comes up, and then kind of get into that whole rhythm. You know, you get more daylight, you get more motivated, get more done, but also you get a lot more mental health as well by kind of going with the day's cycles, the natural cycles I should say. I had been meaning to make more videos that are a little bit more personal on this channel. This is the Gardens for Life channel, but also we have a homestead channel as well, which is Birdland Homestead, but I'm actually thinking about kind of combining the 2 channels. We'll see how it goes. Let us know in the comments below what you think about this time of year and what your big plans are for 2025. We'd love to know. We always get motivation from hearing from our audience, you guys. If you want to support us, you can become a member of Gardens for Life on the website. You can check all of the benefits. You can also buy some perennial vegetables, cuttings or tubers on our online shop if you're based in Europe, or you can just give us a thumbs up. We'd highly appreciate it. Thanks a million for watching, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye. Hey, come here, Levi. Come, Levi. Here. You're wrestling now, dogs. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.